Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Now what I'm going to be doing today is 40 facts about me. So I've got them written down here on a couple of pages, just so obviously I can read them out. They're not in any order, so you might go, oh, why didn't you say that one earlier? Like, you know, they're not in order, it's just when they come to my mind I write them down. So yeah, I haven't put them in no order. It's just so obviously I don't forget things, because it's 40 things I've got to remember in a short time, so yeah, let's get straight into it. So, number one, my name is Connor. So, yeah, literally, well, I've got a double barrel name, so it is Connor J, but I do prefer to be called Connor. Number two, I am 18 years old. I know I don't look it, but I am actually 18. I haven't really been ID'd for like 2 years. I do enjoy having like the beard, but sometimes I don't. Number three, my favourite food is either spag bowl or lasagna. So I couldn't really decide on what one to pick. It was quite a tricky one, honestly. I love them both, so it was hard to choose. So I just had to pick both of them down. But yeah, let me know in the comments which one you would have picked, either spag bowl or lasagna. So number four, my favourite fizzy drink is cherry coke. Now it can change depending on what mood what weather it is, you know, things like that. But yeah, I definitely do love cherry coke. It's got to be my favourite fizzy drink. It has been for a while, to be honest. So yeah, number five, my favourite chocolate will be a white Kit Kat. Now I had this probably about 2 weeks ago now, and it felt like a childhood chocolate, you know what I mean? It felt like I've tasted it before and I haven't had it for a while, but this the first time I tried it, and honestly it was lovely. It tastes a bit like the old white Maltesers used to get. Now, I don't know if you remember them, but honestly they were banging. Number six, I am an Xbox player. Now this is going to kick up a debate in the comments, already know this, or PlayStation's better, or get PlayStation. No, I've always been an Xbox player. Ever since I was a kid, I've been an Xbox player. I grew up around Xbox. All my family have Xboxes. We all play Xbox. You know, none of us have let us down for PlayStation. But I would, at one point, give playing on PC a shot, depending on what games to play, really. But here's one thing which I want to do, but that will be in the future. That won't be just yet. But when I start doing that, when I get used to it, I will start recording that. But yeah, number seven, my all-time favourite game is Modern Warfare 2. Now, if you don't remember that, it was honestly a sick game. I still play it now. I had to, like, a couple of months ago, I had to rebuy it. Because I was talking about it, like, me and a couple of my mates, and then I was like, yeah, actually, when I next get a bit of money in my bank, I will buy that game again. Like, it's still like how it used to be, like, it's full of hackers and that. Like, I was playing a game probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and yeah, you know, like, I got shotgunned across the map through like 6-7 buildings, so you know, it's still like loading up into an old game, which can sometimes work for you, sometimes it can't, you know, depending on what team's got the hacker. You know, it is annoying though. Number eight, the game I've played like the most recently, like which I play all the time, is Fortnite. You know, if you can't tell by my videos, I'm always playing it. Obviously I'm not the best at it, and I do admit that. I do need quite a bit of practice, but I'm slowly getting there. I'm slowly getting a hang of it. And at one point I will be good, you know. It's just another thing which is going to take a bit of time. But I will get there, you know. And with like getting support from you guys, it all helps me. Obviously, it all shows that you want that, you know. It helps me out massively, and it also shows me what you guys want to see more of. Like, you do need to comment what you want to see. But yeah, for number 9, I have 2 siblings. So I've got a sister, which is 11, and a brother, which is 1 year and 5 or 6 months. So yeah, their names are Jess and Joey. You've seen Jess in a previous video. I will try and get Joey in a video soon, but where he's only little, it's quite hard to keep him tamed and, you know, sit him around and that. But I will just try at one point when I'm filming like a video with a family, just try get like a moment with, like, capture him doing something what he does, like, you know, playing with one of his toys or running about, or just something, just so you can see what he's like as a baby. So yeah, number 10, I'm from Dover. Now that's in Kent in England. It's just a small little place. Like, we're known for our white cliffs. We've got a nice castle here. There isn't really much round here. You know, I don't see why a lot of people come to this place. There's nothing special here, you know. There's better places to live with better views, things like that, and just a lot of people choose to come here for some reason. Like, yeah, I get it. We have a port here. That could be one reason, but still, it's, you know, it's a small place and it's getting filled up too quick. So yeah, for number 11, I passed my mechanics course. So I passed my level 1 and level 2. For my level 1, when I was in year 11 at secondary, I had to go to my college. Like, I wasn't in college at this point, but the school picked out a couple of random people to do it. So we went down there for 10 weeks. We went down every Tuesday, so we only went for 1 day for 10 weeks. And in the space of that 10 weeks, I did pass my level 1. And then for my level 2, I went a year a year at college. And then by the end of the year, we did pass it. Like, you had to get a certain amount of marks on each exam to pass. So we had like 12 exams. Say you had to get over 40% in each of them 12 exams to pass. If you got 11 out of 12, you'd have to resit that one you missed. You got 2 times which were free, and then on your third go, I think you had to pay like £12 to resit it. So yeah, I'm glad that I did pass them all while they were free. I'm glad I didn't have to pay for them. But yeah, I did pass it pretty much first time. So yeah, for number 12, I'm a big believer in ghosts and aliens. See, with like aliens, I do believe they're out there. Obviously, I do think they are more advanced than us, but we don't know what they look like. You know, we only have that view of like a green, weird shaped thing because that's what TV and that makes us think. But how do they know they look like that? You know, there must have been something before what they've seen to make, like, for that figure to appear, you know what I mean? Like, for them to get their view of what an alien looks like, someone must have seen something, you know, and that's been passed on. You know, this could have been thousands of years ago, someone's seen this, but it's been passed on. And something recently come up with, like, the Egyptians, like, on their pyramids, like, in the old, like, when obviously they got discovered and that, there was, like, alien, like, sort of head shapes on, like, the things. There's, like, UFOs, then there was like tanks and aircrafts and things, and obviously this was thousands and thousands of years ago, you know. So someone, like, there is something like that out there. And with ghosts, like, obviously it's the same thing again. Obviously someone's had to see something to know what a ghost is, what it looks like, and then it's obviously being handed down again. But I've had like a few experiences with like ghosts, and I will explain that in another video. Like, I don't want to explain it now, but I've had quite a few experiences now, and it does make me believe massively in them. So yeah, I am a strong believer in both ghosts and aliens. But do let me know, like, in the comments, if you believe in ghosts and aliens as well. You know, it's people do and people don't. Obviously we have our own opinion on it. For number 13, so obviously I said I was 18 a while ago, and my birthday is on 10th of May, so obviously I haven't long turned 18, it's a while till I'm 19. But yeah, that's when my birthday is, for the people who want to know. So number 14, my favourite alcoholic drink is either a dark fruit or a Jack Daniels and Coke. So I'll have a dark fruit if it's like hot outside, you know, you want a fruity cider, you don't really want a beer when it's hot. So to have a dark fruit is quite nice, especially if it's cold, like it's got to be proper cold. And then when I go out drinking, I will have just a Jack Daniels and Coke, so that will just be like a normal drink I'll have. Like, I don't really like beer much, but I do prefer Jack Daniels and Coke. So number 15, this sort of links in with like the ghosts and aliens in a way, well, like the ghosts especially. But I do like to explore abandoned buildings. I do like to go in them, I do like to watch videos on them, things like that. Even though people say, oh, videos are fake, sometimes they are real, but they do look set up. But I do like all that exploring like abandoned things, and I will at one point maybe start a series on it. And I might, when I've got enough money, go around like around the world and like visit different abandoned things, because there is loads of different types of buildings out there to explore. But yeah, moving on quickly. Number 16, my favourite movie is either The Intent or Blue Story. Now The Intent, there's two of them out. I do prefer the first one, but you can watch that on Netflix. For Blue Story, I don't know what you can watch it on. I did have a link on Instagram, like someone sent me it, but it wasn't. It was like another pirate thing, so obviously the quality's not good on it. So it wasn't really worth watching it. So for number 17, my favourite TV show at the moment is Peaky Blinders. Now that is another one which you can watch on Netflix. Obviously you have to pay monthly for Netflix, but to actually watch the programmes and the films, it is free. So yeah, for number 18, when I was a kid, I done street dance for like 2 to 3 years. So I think, I can't remember how old roughly, but I'd say about 7, maybe 8. Yeah, and then like, so I had to do 2 performances because I left on the 3rd year before we had another performance because it just got too expensive. But for the first 2 years you had to do performances in front of like quite a big crowd, which when it's your first time when you're a kid, it is quite nerve-wracking, but you just gotta imagine them people ain't there, you know, because it's not like they're all just watching you. There's a bunch of you on there, so that does sort of help you as well. But yeah, it was just to build up your confidence to actually do it. But yeah. So for number 19, I was kicked out of school weekly. It was for this as well, like, you know, when it come to year 10 and year 11, like the school was kicking me out all the time. Like we did fight it so many times, you know, it went into like papers all over Facebook, things like that, but they just didn't back down. And then when it comes to year 11, a month before I started to take my exams, like that was it, they just finally kicked me out for good. So they did really muck up my exam results and that, because, you know, they would constantly, weekly kicking me out of school for 2 years, like the 2 last years of my school, like where the education is important to get them exams. But you know, they didn't care about that. It's just get me out of school, that was all they cared about. So for number 20, when I was about 14, I wanted to like do the mechanics in the Navy. Like, I did think about that until I was about 16, but then I started to realise I haven't got what it takes in me to do it. Like if I stuck at my mechanics for quite a few more years, I could. But obviously it's just you got to get used to bits, and then you've got to work your way up to the bigger parts, you know, because doing it in the Navy or on a ship, everything's like, it's massive compared to like what you've got in a car. You know, your times and everything by 10, 20 upwards, you know, it's massive. But yeah, for number 21, I've been on holiday to Lanzarote about 4 or 5 times now. It's a lovely little island, but it's tiny. You know, it's sort. I'll count it as like, well, I'll say it's Spain. I think it is Spain, but it's near Tenerife. And yeah, you can literally drive around the island in probably about half a day if you had a car or whatever. And if you was just to walk around, it'd probably take you like a day, maybe a little bit of the night. But yeah, honestly, it's a lovely place to go. Everything's cheap out there. And if you're looking for a holiday or whatever, do go there. Honestly, it is nice. So number 22. When I'm older, I do want 2 kids. I do want a boy and a girl. I have explained this before in another video. I think that was when I done it with the Q&A on my sister. And yeah, honestly, I want the boy first because I want the girl to have protection, you know. I did say this as well, like they can protect themselves, but it's nice for them to have an older brother there for like when they can't handle the boys, because they just, some are too aggressive, and you know, that a girl does need that brother there. Number 23, I did want to do music, like I did have bits recorded on my phone, but I gave it up. Like I knew, like obviously the sound wasn't good, quality wasn't good, my lyrics wasn't good, so maybe in a couple more years I will give that a shot. I do need a better phone, better mic, and then obviously I will do need to work on my lyrics, my pace, things like that. So yeah, it will be something I do revisit. Number 24, my favourite song is Head and Heart. I think it's by Joey Carey or something like that. But yeah, at the moment that is my favourite song. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. It's called Head and Heart. Number 25, so going back to that, obviously with the school with the beard, I did start to get the beard in year 9. So obviously that was my first year of having it. So they were relaxed, they were sort of relaxed with it. They were telling me to shave like probably twice a week maybe, because obviously the stubble would come through. Oh, pardon me. So yeah, obviously the stubble was coming through and that they were telling me to take it down, but they weren't harsh on me then, they weren't kicking me out, you know, they weren't sending me out lessons for it. And then once year 10 come in, that was it, everything changed. And then year 11, no, they took it too far. But yeah, number 26, I would love to go to go on holiday to Dubai. And Dubai is another mechanics thing I did want to do. Like, I did want to go out into Dubai and do mechanics out there after I got a couple of years training. Like, the cars they've got out there are lush, and it'd be nice to do a bit of work with what cars they have got. So yeah, that is something I did want to do, go out to Dubai to do mechanics out there. But it's such a rich country as well. Number 27, I do like to do drawings, like I do like graffiti, cartoony ones. Like this has got to be my favourite one. You may have seen it on Google, like it is on there. That's where I got the picture from, but I did draw it myself and then went over it in fine line. Oh, but yeah, that has got to be my favourite picture. It took me probably at least 3-4 hours to draw, and then probably about 20 minutes to just go over it in the fine liner just to make it stand out a bit more. Might add a bit of colour to it at one point, but at the moment I do like it just black and white. For 28, I am an iPhone user, so at the moment I'm using an iPhone 6s. The sound on it isn't the best, and at the moment my camera's not as good. It has, like, the screen has broken. I do need to change that. I've got a spare screen, I've just got to find time when to do it really. But yeah, I should hopefully get a better phone soon. Just got to save up for it. So number 29, I did want to do YouTube for when I was 16, but I wasn't confident then. You know, like I said about street dance, building up the confidence, but as I said, you're in a group then, it's not all just on you. But with YouTube, obviously if I had someone doing it with me, it wouldn't all just be watching me, it'd be them as well. But you know, at the moment it's like the lights on me, the camera's on me, so at the moment it's me and the audience. So it did take a little bit of time to build my confidence up, and now I do feel like I've got it. Like at the start, I uploaded 3 videos which I didn't talk in, but yeah, now I'm starting to talk more. Like I'm going to start doing talking on my Twitch, on my TikTok and on my Instagram. So yeah, I've started to build myself up, and I've built up my confidence now, which I'm glad about. So number 30, I did have this watch at one point. Like it was for like a £5, so I was like, oh, it looks quite nice. Obviously I knew it was going to break at one point, which it has. Like it's just sat in my cupboard broken. It was like a £5 watch. It was black and gold, or like rose gold, sorry. And yeah, I ordered it off a cheap site called Wish. And yeah, I wore it out everywhere. It was like wearing a £1 million watch to me, honestly. I don't wear watches. It was the first ever watch I bought. And yeah, I just wore it around like it was a £1 million watch, but no, it was like £5. Well, actually in total it was 7 because it cost me £2 to get it posted. So yeah, my favourite sweets have got to be fruit pastels. Now they are absolutely banging. Now if you don't know what they are, they're like these little hard fruit sweets. Well, not hard, they're chewy ones, sorry. And they're probably about that thick. And yeah, they've just got sugar around them, but they like different fruit flavoured, but yeah, they are nice. Number 32 is my dream car is a Nissan Skyline. If you watch Fast and Furious, obviously like Paul Walker, rest in peace to him. But yeah, like his car, that is the one which I want. Ever since I've watched Fast and Furious, I've wanted that car. Like when I was younger, it was a Bugatti, but then I started to watch Fast and Furious and I just fell in love with his car. And yeah, I play Forza 4, and honestly, using like my steering wheel I've got for that, using the Skyline, it is lush. I just need to try and find a wrap like his. But yeah, rest in peace to him. Sad that he went early. For number 33, my favourite season has got to be winter. Like I hate being really hot. I prefer to be cold because then you can sort of warm yourself up, get yourself to the right temperature. But when you're hot, it's really hard to cool down, and I hate being hot. Like once it's hot outside, I'm screwed because where I'm hairy everywhere, it just adds extra heat, and it literally just keeps the heat on me. So yeah, like when it's summer, it's worse for me, so I do prefer winter. Number 34 is my favourite ice cream is toffee. Now, I don't know if that has changed, but yeah, I do quite like toffee. Raspberry one is quite nice as well. Like my mum bought some the other day in shopping, and I tried a little bit, and it is quite nice. Well, quite nice. But yeah, if you haven't tried toffee ice cream, go give it a try. Or caramel, yeah. Number 35 is I'm a Man United fan. Now you're all gonna probably like, oh Chelsea or Liverpool or Tottenham. I don't give a shit. United all the way. Honestly, I've been a United supporter since day one, really. You know, my whole family support United apart from my uncle. He supported Bolton, but secretly he was a United fan. But yeah, honestly, always United. Nothing will make me change my mind. No one or nothing. I will be United until I die. So, number 26, I do mostly listen to like grime, drill, things like that. Like I do listen to like pop music and what's on the radio now, but grime and rap is just taking over the radio again. You know, like at the beginning of the decade, that's when it slowly started coming in. You know, you had like 50 Cent and that coming out, Eminem, and then people tried jumping onto that, but then they took it up a stage and then it become into drill and grime. So you've got rap, grime, drill, and then it's all just now taken over. It's all played over the radio. Obviously you still do get pop songs everywhere, which they're getting quite good now. Like I do like to go back and listen to like the old school pop songs, like the ones with like good beats and that. But yeah, they still are played, but not as much anymore. So yeah, for number 37, I was probably about 9 for when I was like when this happened, and I was a page boy for my grandma and granddad's wedding. So if you don't know what that is, it's where like you stand next to them, and you're the one with like the rings. So it is quite a quite important part to play. Obviously, you can't let them down on that because obviously they will have someone ready in case. But yeah, you've got a big part to play. You've got to hold the rings. You know, it's quite scary when you're at that age and you've got to like stand up in front of your family, just stood there with your rings. For 38, my first job was a paper boy. It weren't really hard for me. Like I had to go to the shop every morning, pick up my papers, and then I would literally come back to like my old road where I used to live, and my paper round would be round like them couple of roads near me. So yeah, it was an easy job to do really. £15 a week as well when I was about 15, 14. So yeah, bit of easy cash. I've done that probably about a year or two maybe. So from 39, I used to ride BMX. So I stopped riding BMX because it does link into my paper round. So one day, this was after we moved. So one day I was coming home and I was coming down a hill and it was raining. And so I'm coming down this steep hill and then I'm trying to grip onto both of my brakes. But yeah, they're not locking in because where my wheels are wet, the brakes are wet. It's just literally going round and round still. I was like, oh no, there's nothing I can do now. And it slowed down a little bit. And yeah, I just hit into the curb at the bottom of the hill because I come down to the bottom and it turned. But off the other side of the road was a path. And yeah, I literally come over. I scraped all my hands across like the floor, bumped my head on like this little like thorn bush thing, but it was quite like a thick bush bit. And yeah, I just literally had like this pile of blood in my hand. I do get a scar about there when it's cold, and it goes like a bluey purpley sort of colour, like a bubble gum ice cream, but there's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, I just knocked on this person's door, like this blood of like a pile of blood in my hand. I was just like, have you got a bit of tissue? And I was like, don't you need nothing else? I was like, no. So they just gave me a bit of tissue. So I'm pushing my bike home with my bag on, with like obviously no papers in it, with like a pile of blood with like tissue wrapped around my hand. I had to push it all the way home. But yeah, I stopped riding bikes after that. For number 40, my last one is, I did always want a pug. Like, I do still want one. But yeah, they're such cute little dogs. I've always wanted one. And my mum did say when I move out she's going to buy me a dog as a housewarming present, so when I move out I'll be getting my pug. So yeah, anyway, that was today's video. Hope you did enjoy. Please do like, subscribe and comment. Go follow my Twitch, my Instagram and my Snapchat. I will put them in the description below. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.